everyone, welcome to this video. Today we're going to be making a CRM website, which stands for Client Relations Management website, and we're going to be making this in React, and we're also going to be using Tailwind CSS for our CSS. This is for people who already have a understanding, or at least a basic understanding of React and how it works. So if you don't, I'll leave a video in the description. So first what we need to do is we've got our terminal open, so we need to create the React project. So we're going to do npx create React app, and then we're going to call it CRM. Okay, that's finished up now. So we've got our project file here, and what I'm going to do first is select all of this and drag it out of the project file, and then we have a empty folder here, so we will be able to just delete that, and we might need to go through all of these and save them quickly for the node modules. Okay, so now we can delete this folder like so, and now we can start to actually work on this. So what we've got here is we've got our source file, and what I'm actually going to do first is start our development server. So we can do npm run start. That's going to start our server, and then we can wait for that to load up. It's loading up here, and then we can get rid of a few things here. So we don't need their logo. You'll see it in a minute when it shows up. We also don't need app.css, and we don't need app.test.js. So here's the basic template, but we're not going to be using this. So all we can do is just get rid of this, all of this code essentially. So we need to get rid of the logo. We need to get rid of index.css needs to stay. We can get rid of app.css, and then we can get rid of app.test.css. And here we need to take out these imports, otherwise they're gonna be sending us errors because it's not loading properly. And that should be about it. And then we can simply get rid of that and have here we have a blank page essentially. So now what we can do is we can get Tailwind installed. So we're going to make a new terminal here, and then we can install Tailwind like so. We're going to do npm install -d Tailwind CSS post CSS and auto prefixer. And now that's done, what we need to do now is we need to do npx Tailwind CSS init -p, and then that makes our files. So we have Tailwind config now, and we have post CSS config. So we don't need to worry about the post CSS, but we need to change a few things in this Tailwind config. What we're going to do is we're going to put quotes here, and then we're going to do /source /*/ dot, and then here we're going to have JS, and then JSX, and then TS like TypeScript, and then TSX. And that's about it for that. So now what we can do is go into our index.css, get rid of all of this, and then do @Tailwind, and then base, and then we're going to do @Tailwind components, and then we're going to do @Tailwind utilities. and save that. So now if we put a H1 in here, we should be able to see if it works. Let's just put CRM, and then we can do class name equals text, and then let's do 6XL. Okay, looks like that may have worked. So we're gonna try just npm start, see if that fixes it. Okay, and we can see it's working now. So it seemed to be like a problem with React for some reason. So we've now got this, we got text, and then we can change this size. Let's just keep it at 7 for now. And then we can do stuff like we can say font to bold. So just like that. And then we can, if we wanted to, like underline it. Let's try that. And here we can see it's working. So what we really want to do for this is we want to text center it. So it's going to be horizontally centered. And we also want to set a padding for it. So padding Y to 10. Okay, so now we can see this is working, and we have this text centered, and we can see there's padding. I'm going to increase this padding slightly, I think, to probably around 20, I think. And then we can try this. Yep, 20 looks good. And then what we can do then is with our div, we can set the background color. So we can say class name equals, and then background, and then if we try blue, 200, this is going to be a very light blue, which isn't what I think would work the best. But if we instead do blue 800 or something like that, that's going to be a much darker blue, and I think that looks a lot better for what we want really. So I'm going to use that. So then I'm also going to set the text to white. Okay. And yeah, so we got that. I think that looks okay for now for a basic UI design that we're doing. And yeah, so now what we can do is make other parts of the page. So what I'm going to do here is make a new div to sort of be the main container div. And then here, what we're going to say is this is the header. Let's see that. And that hasn't changed anything. That still works fine. And then what we can do is put a body. So if we just change this to body, and then we can change this to not have a background color, because we probably want the body to be white. Then we see we have this as well, but we won't have it as that. But what we can do here is set this as a H3, I think we should do. And then we can say, when we have React hooks, we're going to be able to say company name, just like that. But because we don't have the company name that's going to be using it, we just put some company name, so some company or something. And then we're going to set this text to 5, and we can get rid of this text white because it defaults as black, which is what we want. And I'm also going to make this semi-bold. and set this padding to 12. So now we have CRM and then some company. And then here we're going to have the table of the sort of clients and people like that. So let's start to make that as well. How we do that is we're going to say table, and then closing tag of table as well. And then inside of this we can say T head, which is table head. And then inside of that we can do TR, and we'll set some classes for that in a minute. And then inside of that we can have TH, which is going to be an individual sort of entry of the head. And inside TH we can put stuff like name, and then well, the company name, and then email and phone and stuff. Let's just keep that for now, and we can expand on it later if we want to. So we have that, and now we need to we should put in some of the actual values. So we can have T body, I think, and then close that as well. And then inside here we're going to have TR again, /TR, and then inside that we're going to have TD this time. And we can get rid of that line break actually. This is going to be the entries of, you know, the content. So here we can say company A, or person A maybe, depends what the thing's for. And then we can say company A at gmail.com. And we'll do stuff like make all of this lowercase when we work on it later. Then we can have a phone number of that or something. Not that that's a valid phone number, but that's what we use for now. And then we can also duplicate this so we can make more of them. So if we look back now, we have this sort of table, and it's not formatted yet, but we'll do that in a second. So now we can start to work on formatting this a little bit. What we're going to do first is in our body we're going to set a class name of class name equals width is going to be 8 out of 12, and then we're going to say margin X to auto, which should center it as well. So now if we look here and inspect it, we're going to see, if we open up body and then open up this, we're going to see that we have this body, and the blue is the actual content and the yellow is the margins and stuff. So yeah. And then what we can do here is we can start to do a bit more formatting. So on the table we're going to say class name equals border collapse, and then we're going to say table auto, which will make sure the table columns are appropriately sized based on the content in there. So if there's lots of content, then it's going to size it bigger than the other ones. And then we're going to say width full, text small, and that's it, I think. And then in here we can say class name equals border bottom 2 and then border grey, and we're going to say grey 500. And then we can keep that like that, and then in each of these we're going to have class names as well. So we're going to say border, and then we're border grey 300, and then font bold for this because it's going to be the whole headings, and then padding 4, text black, which we don't need because it's going to auto to text black. Text left we do need, and that's it, I think. And then we can copy this for each of these. So now if we look, we have this, which is roughly what we want. So now we can format the actual content in the table. So we're going to say, for table body, we're going to say class name equals, and then we're going to set the cursor to pointer. And I'll explain this in a minute. Okay. And then we can, for each of these entries, we're going to say class name equals border, and then border grey 300, and then we're going to say padding 4 and text grey 500, and then we can copy that for each of these. Alright, so that should be about it. So for this, you can see it has worked here. And what I might do is make these borders slightly more sort of black than grey. But we can look at that in a minute. And the reason that we have the cursor to pointer is because we're going to have the ability to click on one of these, and then we're going to get info on them. So here we have cursor pointer, and if we click on this, we get more info about company A. And I know we have duplicate company A's here, but you get the idea. Something we did wrong here, which is why it doesn't quite look right, is we put grey the other way of saying it. So that looks better, and that's what we wanted. So now we can copy this for the rest of them, and then we won't change the details for now, but you get the idea, and you'll be able to visualize it better. So we have company A, B, and C, but we haven't changed that yet. We can do it anyway. C, and then C there. We won't change the phone number. B and B. And then here, when we click on company A, we'll get company A's details, like what we have here, name, email, phone, and we'll also get stuff like address and stuff like that. And maybe the name of the contact that we have, and then same for all of the other ones. So, yeah. So that's about it for this video. I hope it was helpful. And if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. See you guys later.